talk about the pairing with Evan and kind of, even though it's been a few years, you guys continuing to play together, how as a group I don't know if you talk about ways that you want to be better or things you want to work on, or how as a pairing that kind of works year to year.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I probably appreciate the most with Bouchard is he's talkative and he wants to evolve, he wants to be better, knowing that we're not nearly a perfect pair by any means. You got to evolve all the time and you got to talk to each other and make sure you're on the same page. And over summers, some things you don't think about, right? So you got to get back to that habit of talking and thinking, and I think it's obviously easier when you have a partner that you've played with before and have some familiarity with, but there's new things all the time that we talk about out there, and I mean I really appreciate him as a player. He's as gifted as anyone in the league, and it's a pleasure to play with him.
Coming into the season last year, he was one of the defensemen talked about for the Four Nations, right? Playing for your country, you know what that means. He'll be in the conversation for the Olympic team again this year. What do you sort of sense from him in not being part of that team, the chance to be part of this team this year, and just kind of how that might motivate him?
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly showing it on the ice. You saw in the playoffs, I think. You look at that LA series, I think he turned it around himself, basically. I'm not saying we didn't have a team effort, but he had some key plays in that series to turn it around. And he's just that kind of player. He's a game changer. He can turn a game for you, and I think the world of him as an offensive player. And I think he's actually turning into a really good two-way defenseman. He's playing on the penalty kill now, and he's doing a lot of good things defensively as well. It's going to be obviously mistakes are going to happen, but. If there's a fan club for Evan Bouchard, I'll be the first one to sign up.
As you evaluate this blue line heading into this season, I mean, you guys are pretty solid all the way through, 6, 7, 8. Like, it feels maybe as deep as in the time you've been here. Is that fair?
That's fair, I think. Yeah, absolutely. We have guys that can, probably most of the guys are used to be on either a first penalty kill unit or a first power play unit, and that's a big strength for us to have. There's going to be ups and downs with players. There's going to be injuries throughout the year, but I think we all know the level that every guy brings. And something too that's a bit underrated is that's healthy competition too, right? Like, everybody wants minutes, everybody wants to play as much as they can, but when you're on a strong D-core, you're going to have to show up every night to be in order to get that ice time. So I think we're really set on the back end. I think we have some really good pieces. It's more up to us to make sure we'll deliver.
Mattias, when you've got a guy like Bouch who can shoot the puck, are you thinking to yourself, shoot more? I mean, not many defensemen can shoot the puck like him. He still defers a little.
Yeah, I try to tell him all the time, shoot the puck. I've never, ever told him to pass it to me when he has an opportunity. So I'd like him to shoot it every chance he gets. It's obviously hard for me in the offensive zone to give him a one-timer, but usually we have forwards that are good at that, and I'm trying to encourage every day for him to put it there. I've never seen a guy that can – he's got his sweet spot between, 90 and 100, and he barely shoots lower than that, and he doesn't go higher. He just always finds that spot, and it's really hard for the goalies to save it when he hits the net.
So there's a lot of continuity on defense, but up front there's been a lot of changes. There's a lot of rookies coming in, Europeans coming in, as a member of the team. What do you think about the look of that? And
I think it's great, and obviously it's the reality of a salary cap system as well, right? You make it far in the playoffs a couple years in a row, guys are going to want to get paid, and that's the business of it, right? Then it's up to us as a group. I think we still have the core of the team intact, and it's up to us to – it can't just be every year that we're bringing in free agents or signing guys and throwing money around. Like, we're going to have to take some younger guys and make sure they develop and make sure they come into their own and raise their value to our team and to themselves. So I think it's a great challenge for our group, but I still is very confident in our abilities as a team and where we're going.
It's a high-stakes year, so you guys are obviously paying close attention to how these guys fit in and where they fit in and all that sort of thing.
Every year's big. I mean, I'm old enough to understand that I'm not going to get handed any more years on the other side of things where they're running out. So every year's big. We're trying to make the most out of it, and seeing some of these guys and the talent that they have, it's more so up to us to make them feel confident, comfortable, and trying to be themselves.
How unsure were you as a European coming over that you could play in the NHL with a lot of these Europeans coming over now? And they're big stars over there, but coming to the NHL.
Yeah, it's different. I think I was in a bit of a different spot. I was younger. I maybe hadn't played too much over there as I would call myself a star or anything, but see, look at Tomaszek, he's 29, right? So it's a bit of a different situation, but we've seen years and years where guys come over and they just dominate. You look at guys Panarin, and you have a bunch of these guys that are coming over to, not to put pressure on Tomaszek to be a Panarin, but you know what I'm saying? It's the European League is really good. It's just a matter of how do you, as I said earlier, how comfortable are you to come in, and you gotta have to elbow your way in there, you know, like you're gonna have to not tell somebody to beat it, but like you're gonna have to will your way into a lineup at first, right? And then your game can take over. So I think it's up to us to create an environment where that's allowed, and I think that's going to help them along the way. I know for me, to start, you come over and you see these guys that have done it for years and years. You look up to them, right? So it's a big task for us, and I think so far these guys have done a really good job.
What are your early impressions of Tomaszek?
The guy can shoot for sure. He can put a puck in the net, and that's something you can't teach. So I think that that's been the thing that's for sure stood out to me. He seems to be as confident as he gets when it comes to goal scoring and just in front of the net in that area. So I think he's got a big size too. That's really big. Coming over here, you know, that's going to help you a lot. So I think he's looked really good for us, and hopefully he keeps doing that.
Is there any Yossi that you could put into Bouchard's game?
They're so different. I feel like Yossi was always the skater. He wanted to be the transporter of the puck, so to speak. I feel like Bouch is more the thinker, where he will find passes just straight up the middle to guys, spring guys, more like that kind of type. So obviously offensively they're both really, really gifted, but in the way they're playing, I think they're pretty different. But yeah, obviously they're both high-end offensive defensemen.
Haven't signed a new contract, a significant one, and obviously he earned it. But there is, you know, sometimes difficulty, you know, in this market, you know, these Canadian markets where people place so much attention to all this stuff. How do you think he'll deal with the pressure of taking that step in his career and dealing with the pressure that comes with that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I have no idea, but I think knowing Evan, what kind of guy he is, I feel like he would be a good guy to throw a big contract at. He seems to be very loose, very relaxed. He doesn't worry too much about outside noise. He wants to go about his business, play his game, and something that I really appreciate about him. I think he's as mentally strong as I've seen a guy, so let's put it this way, I'm not very worried about him.